the fifth for them. Take one produce.
You better work that camera not working.
So we did it here for 2 years. I did it out of Spring Creek. And then Red Cross has.
Okay, that's the best I can do.
Can you report?
Yes. Okay.
All right, we'll get started. We'll call the meeting to order 12:06, 20th of February. First thing is the minutes to the last meetings. Everybody had a chance to read them and go through them.
I didn't get them, Jerry.
So the county had to redo their email,
Okay.
and that's why you got the agenda twice.
Yes.
So we're not able to log into that, but
Okay.
I brought the minutes up here if you want to take a look at them. I just set them up there for anybody to take a look at. Until the county gets their email stuff worked out, it's
Yes.
gonna be a mess.
That's how it is.
Okay. If there's no corrections or discussions about the minutes, we'll entertain motion for the minutes.
Warren Christmeyer, American Red Cross. I move that we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Joel Arnold,
All those opposed to accepting the minute, or anybody opposed to accepting the minutes as printed? All right. So we'll accept the minutes. Next, financial report.
The LEPC bank balance currently is $36,329.56. We did have that one donation from Solvay that came in, and that was our last donation we received of last year, and that was $5,000. So doing pretty well in our bank account. That's all I have.
Good. Any questions about financial report? Okay, we'll accept it. Jerry, compliance report.
The compliance report, this also ties into the county email. We're having issues with getting some on the LEPC side, getting some of that taken care of. But as far as up to January 19th, we had received 3 emissions reports. So after that is where we're having problems. I don't know what we have in there after January 19th.
Okay.
So we're fixing it. We're working on it.
Who is the entity being complained about?
Oh, there's no complaints. This was just emissions reports.
Okay.
It's self-reporting.
Yeah, just people that,
Self-report,
Right.
Okay.
but that's all I have on compliance.
Any idea when that'll be fixed, or you can,
It's
by next meeting, we can have.
every office is in the county is having the same issues, and so they're trying to get us going on this Outlook 365, and they took us off an old email server, putting them on this, and it's been a nightmare.
I understand. Alan, anything on that right to know?
No, except that have to make sure that I'm up to date on my logging into tiers.
No.
And all tier 2 reports should be turned in by the end of the month.
Good.
Pender did give me a list of renewal activations for the Steers account, and I did get that to the judge. And so I got that to the judge, and she will send that off to get those reactivated, or not reactivated, but updated.
Okay. Public information, Warren? Or public education?
Public education and information. Okay.
Yes.
Well, the Red Cross, 84 months into the program is still doing sound the alarm. We have hit and miss luck with finding community partners to help us implement the program. But the American Red Cross at the national level is still committed to it. And for those of you that aren't familiar with it, the Red Cross will supply you with a smoke alarm and the installation and an in-home consultation on fire evacuation. All you have to do is ask for it. And usually we try to go through local fire departments because they like to do these programs when they're in the mood to do them, because it puts them in the spotlight for the community as doing a community outreach program that they themselves aren't out any money for. They're only out the time and labor that they donate. And last week, the Red Cross got together with the EOC and discussed our disaster agreements and pre-disaster planning. And I believe that we are on track, God forbid, if we wind up having a major oh goodness here. The Red Cross in the Texas Panhandle was hammered pretty thoroughly last year, starting off with the Hereford floods, progressing to the Amarillo floods, going from there to the Perryton tornado, and then kind of sort of finishing up with the Matador tornado, which was actually in Lubbock's area, but we responded to because they didn't have people available to respond to it. And by the end of that, just about every resource the Texas Panhandle, top of Texas had was used in some way. And we're just now getting back on our feet about having our disaster cash where it needs to be so we're ready for the next disaster. And the DPM for our 26 counties, Betsy Cornett, and her right-hand person, Charlie, are here if you have any questions for them.
Good, thanks, Warren.
You're welcome.
Anything on hazardous material facilities from Chief Galloway? Did he give you anything to? All right. Emergency response, I think Zeb is here. Yeah, anything?
Paradigm pipeline training is the 5th, right? 5th in Dumas.
March 5th.
Sounds right.
Unbelievable.
We have National Weather Service Skywarn training coming up March 12th. We have to and then there's gonna be a regional weather exercise April 11th. We're at the dome as well.
Okay. Anything else? All right, any unfinished business? I have a question. Did the trailer ever get purchased and delivered for emergency or for the
ESU.
ESU? Okay.
It's equipped and they've used it numerous times.
Okay. All right.
Traffic crashes, I always prescribe fires.
Working good for them.
Yeah.
Good.
At least it's keeping the street cones from getting stolen. It's benefit.
That's a plus. Let's see. Any other unfinished business? All right, new business. Jerry's gonna discuss something about our 1099 getting a outside company or somebody to help us.
So in the past, so the position of the coordinator is a 1099. It's a contract. So I have my own accountant who is my wife who does that for me. I'm trying to look for through the future of this position and then where I'm going to be in the future. And that I don't know if the person who's going to be in this position will have that availability. So just preparing for the future and making sure that we, or as far as the LAPC is taking care of that situation. Because you do have to submit that document in and making sure that all of our tax stuff is legit. I know Brandon has contacted.
Yeah, Jerry, I can jump in for a second. As basically LAPC being his employer, we're required to or should be providing a 1099 anyway. So I've reached out to Mike Scales. He's a local tax professional. I'm sure many of you know who he is, and he is willing and able to do that. We would just have to provide Jerry's or whoever that position is their earnings, and he would prepare that for us. His fee typically starts around $100, I believe. I don't expect it to be too high just because it's just a basic form, but we could get a formal quote from him if that's necessary.
Okay, sound like good. Let's do it.
This is for the LAPC or for the individual receiver?
Well, it's the LEPC documenting their end of what their pay is or what this position's pay is.
Let's make sure that we're not looking at paying somebody to do the LAPC coordinator's taxes for them.
No, this is for the LEPC
Okay.
to submit the
This
document.
is
Yeah.
recording that.
Yeah, this isn't to prepare file taxes. It's to prepare the employer generated form that the employee is supposed to receive so that they can file their own taxes.
Right. Which I do that, but we do that.
So keep me and Brandon out of jail.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
I know. My wife is. All right. Okay. Anything else for new business here?
No, that's all.
All right. Next meeting dates.
Don't we need a motion on that?
Yeah, but we'll probably do.
I
Okay.
move Angie Mitchell, Southern Baptist Texas Disaster Relief, to approve an outside tax professional to prepare the 1099 for the LAPC coordinator in the future. Do we need to list Mike Scales or do we just?
No, I think I think your general motion is great.
Warren Crestmeyer, American Red Cross, I second the motion.
Okay. Motion made and second that we find a tax professional to do or the LAPC part of a 1099 for whoever takes that position. All those, any opposed? All right, motion passed.
Got one other item on the business stuff.
Okay.
So tag team this with Betsy here. We got you want to talk about that project that we have coming up in Rubicon again?
I received an email this past weekend from Keith Elwell with Team Rubicon, who wants to do another wildfire mitigation project someplace within this area. He was talking about returning to Scott's Acres, and I haven't mentioned it to Alan yet, surprise. But we're gotta get together and see what the most needed area is, if that's changed from Scott's Acres or just what. So we'll be working on that.
It's not necessarily for LAPC, but we figured we could bring up, with the group here that it's always good to see these outside organizations, volunteer groups come in and do stuff in the community.
Yep.
And since me and Betsy talked about it briefly, I've actually got 3 alternate sites and kind of share the love, not take away anything from Alan, but we were looking at some areas maybe around Beverly Hills, northern border, possibly Royal Verde and Bugby. Were kind of the 3 that came to mind. Last time, I don't know if any of you were part of this, we kind of looked at the population area, did basically a benefit cost analysis, and we'll ultimately do that. Team group, pick which one based on their manpower and how much they were able to commit, which one would be a better fit for what their resources can handle. So we may do something like that again at some point. It's always good to see if we can get the local, especially people here to help support this, even if it's been around team spirit. So. Not an action item, something's coming in.
Cool. Anything else from anybody? All right, so dates for our next meeting.
I just had it on my phone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Done.
Yeah.
We want to meet in March. March 26th may be a day, but if we want to, we don't really have a lot going on right now at the time, so we could push it to April. So the 9th and the 30th of April. Whatever you guys think.
I think it's gonna have to be the later date. I won't be here.
I won't be here in the middle of April.
So which one?
Either if we want to meet in the month, we do March 26th, or we could do April 30th.
Jerry, did we get something to the new?
Yes.
I need to get that contact.
Do we need to vote on this?
We just need to agree on a date.
It sounds fine.
4:30.
April.
April 30th. Everybody good with April 30th? All right, that's what meeting for.
March 30th?
April.
April 30th.
Oh, April 30th.
You can come March 30th, but we won't be here. All right. Nothing else. We've got a meeting date set for our next meeting, April 30th. We'll entertain motions to adjourn.
Warren Crestmeyer, American Red Cross, I move that we adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
so if you don't second, we gotta stay here all day. All right, motion second that we adjourn. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Roll 22.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank y'all.
Too late.